Kitchen Couch Podcast. We're feeding the soul one conversation at a time. The Kitchen Couch Podcast. The Kitchen Couch. The Kitchen Couch. We feeding the soul one conversation at a time.
You know, and that out of that birth, me saying no for a whole year to everybody for everything that I didn't want to do, because I would normally say no with an example why I'm saying no, and I was like no, so everything became about me. I was in a very selfish place for the first time in my life, and now I was still selfless when it came to certain things, but I had to do things out of my own heart and my own want and my own need to feel good about what I was doing.
Yeah.
So, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
I tend to ramble sometimes.
No, because there's what you said is important too. There's power in no.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those of us that, it's one of those things that some of my really good friends get on to me about too. They're like, you're always saying yes and always available and always committing yourself to these things. And for me, like I think 90% of like our job on the planet is to show up.
Yeah.
You first show up for yourself, but to show up for other people. Like even if it's not something that you love or not something that you're passionate about, but a good way to like build relationships and to be a good partner, a good friend, a good family member is showing up. And so that's kind of like how I kind of live my life in a way. Up until recently, like I have started saying no, and I grew up in a just being taught that if you have it, give it. If you are able, do it. And that's not always, that doesn't always serve you.
No.
We can get in the way.
Because takers never set limits.
Right.
So.
Right. And so I think you didn't ramble on. Everything you said was really good and positive, because I think it's important. And stuff that I don't always think about.
I'm gonna give you a nugget. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Couple of things. I pay attention to my friends, what they say. I pay attention. It's a lot. You can get a lot of knowledge from memes on social media and little clips. Will Smith said something, and it changed me. He said, "How often do you think about the way you think?" Like I've taken certain words out of my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Like trying is one of them. I catch myself saying it, but trying is a quitter's word to me. So if I say I'm gonna do something, people like, man, you're doing your thing. I'm like, I'm trying. Like, no, I learned to say thank you.
Yeah.
Because I tend to minimize myself jokingly. I don't mean to crack jokes. I just be talking and shit, be making people laugh. But I stopped minimizing myself. I stopped minimizing my achievements.
Yeah.
And in our community, we so used to people saying, "Oh, you like your new little car," you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm cute. Your place cute or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like people who achieve certain things and pop their shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's because some owners, some black business owners I know here, the people get mad at them because they popping their shit. And I'm like, but you don't know what they do for the community outside of that.
Yeah.
So changing the way I think, rethinking the way I think, rethinking the way I speak over myself, like you started with the affirmations, rethinking what I actually say.
Yeah.
Like, and if you notice at my shows, I don't sing songs about breaking up. I sing songs about love and positivity. And like I've been asked to do churches where they don't want me to do a gospel song, they just want me to do something I did at the club.
Yeah.
Because it's about positivity and love, because I speak what I want to invite into my life.
Yeah.
And also, Seven the Poet, the I don't want to say the owner, the creator of the Poetry Lounge Houston and the curator of this huge movement. He always says that energy you give is energy you receive.
Yeah.
Like, we're all just a filter. We're all just energy. So we are in June, we come through this filter, we have our start date, we have our end date, and then we just turn back into empty. So with that being said, you know, we have to maximize our time here by not only rethinking the way we think, but rethinking what is important. And I'm trying to see how I round this out. Rethinking what is important and learning to enjoy the time that we're here because we just pass it through, but at the same time, be a giver when the Spirit tells you to give, because somebody's always giving to us, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, we've all been touched by guardian angels,
Yeah.
no matter how dark the situation may have been. And proof is because we're still here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, rethinking the way we think. You right on point with the affirmations, and rethinking the way we speak about ourselves and speak to ourselves is very important.
Do you read?
No.
Do you listen to audiobooks or anything like that?
No. I'm about to get back into it. I was never an avid reader.
Yeah.
But I was always an avid writer.
Sure.
So I have extremely vivid dreams, and I have some friends of mine that are actors. So my dad is a writer as well. He writes short stories. So I'm getting back into that, writing out my short stories, writing out my vivid dreams, not necessarily writing songs, but you know, there's a lot of, I'm not gonna say darkness, but there's a lot that I see in my dreams, and they're very vivid and very colorful, especially like my nightmares and stuff like that. So I'm like, something can come from this. So I've always been an avid writer.
Yeah.
I want to learn to read, not learn to read, learn to love to read. Let me say that. I have some books, I'll start them. My attention span is bad.
Yeah.
But I think I will do well. When we used to take trips cross country, my parents always drove. That's why I hate flying if I can help it. But I don't mind getting on the bus going somewhere. I'm going to take a train trip.
Yeah. Same.
But they would play, you know, books on cassette.
Yeah.
So that's what we listen to going across country. So I'm used to it, and I just need to get back to it.
Yeah.
Because I want to read.
Yeah, I asked you that because a lot of what you're saying, there's a book called The Four Agreements, and I don't always like if it's somebody I know, if it's a friend. Like I got a couple of friends that have written books and that have these different books. Like Deep is one of those people. So I'm reading Amanda Seals. Her book is out, so I've read hers, and my friend wrote a book. But I'm an audio, so I don't know if you like to listen. Like there's so Amazon, like the Kindle, like I have it on my phone. So a lot of books that people recommend to me, like I'll just listen to a chapter every day or whatever when I'm working out or when I have free time. And so The Four Agreements is a book by Dav Lewis. I'm gonna send you the audio.
Okay.
It's really short, and it's centered around like the Toltec belief, and it's about like one of the things is about being impeccable with your words. And he talks about how that's one of the most powerful things that we have is our thought and our speech. And so we cast spells with that stuff. And so I love how you talk about like positive music and talk about love and good stuff, because I do believe a lot of spells are cast with music. Like what people say, what they write, what they perform all the time.
The vibration of the music too.
Yes. Yeah.
Marquetta from Serious Sounds record store, she's had the longest running black-owned record store in Houston. She had told me one time that they didn't want us listening to vinyl records in the 70s because the way they were recorded, it put out a certain vibration that gave us mental enlightenment, you know? So they wanted everything to go to cassettes and 8-tracks. So but now vinyl is coming back. So yeah, it's the vibration as well that it puts out.
So I'm gonna send you that book, so you can listen to it. But it's 4 agreements. You're gonna appreciate it because it's 4 things that you live by. Like it's being impeccable with your words. It's not taking anything personal. Always doing your best. And the fourth one, how can I forget this one? Be impeccable short, take nothing personal, always do your best. God, I can't believe I can't think about the fourth one, but it'll come.
It was a surprise.
Yeah. It'll come to you. What are you grateful for today?
And I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful that both of my parents are still living. I'm grateful that my brothers are happy and healthy. I'm to a place now in my life. I mean, I still cry, but I'm grateful that my brother that passed away is no longer in pain. I can say that I'm not in a selfish place where I want my brother back.
Yeah.
Because my brother hadn't been the same for a long time.
Yeah.
He was sick for a very long time. So I'm grateful that, he was able to transition and not be in pain anymore. And that's some healing right there. Because losing a sibling is like losing a limb. But I'm grateful that I get to do what I love and actually help people. I help people. People been calling my show church and therapy. Like I'm people's, couples therapy. I'm people's emotional therapy. Like, I can't do funerals, but I'm like, if you come to my show, we're gonna have a good time.
Yep.
Because my anxiety is too bad. Like after I lost my brother, one of my drummers, Nick Jones, when I call him my brother, he got killed in a car accident, and it was pretty close. Yeah. So it was a really hard time in the cities, the communities. It was a really hard time losing him so unexpectedly. But appreciating the fact that I'm still here.
Yeah.
A lot of people are so ungrateful. They find a problem for every solution. And I'm a person that finds a solution for every problem.
Yeah.
So, I'm in a very positive space. I don't have bad days. I have good days, but some fucked up shit may happen. But I don't let it roll over to the next day. I don't let it, like, if something bad happens and it's really bad, I give myself 24 hours to be sad. After that, I go into solution mode. I'm not going to stay there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stay there.
Yeah.
It may sting, but I'm not going to let it consume me.
Yeah.
So I got a day, and that's it.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
I love that.
Because, your feelings are valid, and even when you feel bad, people be like, it can be worse. But that's the worst thing you can tell.
Yes.
So, allow yourself to feel what you feel, but just don't stay there.
Yep. Yep.
So.
One of my really good friends, Delroy, he told me that. So when you were talking about your losses and your brother being like a limb, so when I lost my mom, that was I've lost friends, I've lost other family members and stuff, but losing my mom is the deepest loss I've ever experienced in my life.
It is crazy.
It's very difficult. And I remember him telling me this. She was in hospice, and so he would call, check on me every week and everything. He was like, he had lost his mom too. And so it's a very difficult, I wouldn't say difficult, but if you haven't lost your mom, like it's a difficult conversation to have and to have it. It's just a very difficult conversation to have with somebody. And I'm not saying you in general, but just people in general. Like losing your mom is like losing your home.
Yeah.
And it's gone forever. That's the only like way I can describe it. And so he told me, like she was in hospice, and so I was sitting there, I was with her every day. So he said, hey, he said, D, he said, if I could give you one piece of advice, he's like, cry, grieve. He's like, but don't stay there.
Yeah.
He was like, I stayed there too long when I lost my mom. He was like, it almost ruined everything for me. And he was like, you have to grieve, but you have a life to live.
Yeah.
And your life can't be centered in grief for one loss. He's like, but feel what you feel. And he said it in a way that I will never forget. And it really did help me. It helped me just kind of navigate it. And even it took me a while to be able to like actually talk about it without crying.
Yeah.
And I know you understand this too. with the loss of your brother. It takes you a while to be able to discuss it. And so one of the things came up when you were talking about your brother and those losses and just what it did to you and how you give yourself 24 hours to grieve and not to grieve, but just to be whatever you want to be and feel what you want to feel. What did you learn about death? Like, what have you learned at this point?
I mean, in the household I grew up in, we talked about death from an early age. Like, so like when I was going off to kindergarten, my kindergarten school, my elementary school was literally a block away.
Mm-hmm.
So all the kids on the street will walk to school together. And the neighbor across the street, they had a broken fence. So we could just walk through that fence and be right at school till the new neighbor moved in and fucked all of that and closed the fence. But anyway, my dad, he sat me down when I was going to kindergarten. And he was like, so why don't you get in a car with strangers? I'm like, they may hurt me, cute and 5 years old, innocent. He said, no, they may cut your head off and throw your body in the ditch. Mm. But the conversation needed to be had. My parents talked to us about death at a very early age. When we became teens, we knew that we needed to get a job, not because they wouldn't take care of us, but we understood that, my parents had to take care of a house. They had to take care of cars. We got everything that we needed. We have a very rich life as far as culture. Mm-hmm. But they say if you want certain things, you got to get your job when you turn 16. And I appreciated the independence I got from that. And we were encouraged to cut grass for money, before we turned 16.
Same.
I was selling candy with my brother Noah. He's the one a year older than me, the smart one. The intellect. No, I love you, but I was eating candy. But he let me sell candy with him. I know he knew I wouldn't know. Him. But it's just the hustle was always taught to us to be there. It wasn't required, but if we wanted more, we got out and work. So we talked about life insurance. We talked about, if something was to happen to them, how would we take care of the household? Yeah. So we were taught the beautiful side of ugly, but we were always, realistic about what life was. We didn't get everything we wanted. Yeah. And life wasn't fair a lot sometimes. With me being the only girl, I got treated differently. Right. But my daddy taught me how to cut the grass and change the oil in the car. So I learned how to drive the stick shift at 16. Mm-hmm. So my first car was a stick. And he taught me that I'd drive a stick in case I got in a situation where there was the only car that was around, I can get myself to safety. Yep. So, where did we start? Because I told you I ran death. So with us talking about death a lot, I have a more realistic view about death and about love and relationships from my parents. Because when they got together, they didn't know each other for 3 months, and they were 50 years later, they still married. Yeah. Wasn't perfect, but the partnership was always great. Sure. They say find somebody you like you say, find somebody that is your level of messed up that you're willing to tolerate, and y'all thug it out. Yeah. So with death, we know it's inevitable, because the only thing we're gonna do is die. Even if we don't procreate, even if we don't get rich, if we don't, cure cancer, we're going to die. So it's about what you choose to leave to the world. And I was always kind of selfish. I was like, man, I don't ever want to watch my parents go, but it'd be selfish of me to say I want to go before my parents. Sure. So I'm going to speak those words into existence. The initial sting of it, you can never prepare for. Right. But eventually, with me being realistic about life, eventually I can compartmentalize and say, well, with our family members being sick, would I want them to be here how they were? Yeah. I can remember my brother the good times, but the good times when he was healthy was so long ago, when he wasn't in pain. For so long he was in pain. At least 20 years of my life.
We were talking about death
Yeah.
and our relationship to it, which only reason I asked that question was because like I don't always know if like even up until losing my mom, I thought I understood it and was okay with it, but I really did not have a good like relationship with it and understanding of it until I lost my mom because I understood like how important it is to accept it when we talked about acceptance earlier. Like that was one of the things like very similar to love where I realized like I had to accept it and learn to just grieve her and let her go in a way. Like, and it's not, you don't forget or any of those things, but I can really like reconcile to myself about like, this is part of life and it's something that happens to all of us. And I've had to accept it like in a way that I've never had to with anything else in life. And so now I'm able to talk about it and have these conversations about it without feeling that same hurt and that same grief that I did before because like I've given myself just time to grieve over, but also I think it's important to talk about it because it is something that happens.
Yeah.
Like it's a part of our existence on the planet.
It ain't going nowhere.
No. And I think it helps us live better.
Yeah.
Like when you talk about it and you know it's inevitable, like I hope it helps people want to be better and to get better and do better because it's the Bible talks about it too. Like I'm not, it talks about how life is but a vapor. It appears for a little while and then it's gone. And so it's a very short life. Like I think we think that it's long and we have forever and nothing's forever. And so if you are like blessed to be on this planet and to be here and to come here, like what do you do with it?
Yeah, like I wouldn't even want it to be forever.
No.
Like I'm seeing all these billionaires who want to try to find a cure for this and a cure for that. Like it's people in their 20s getting Botox, whatever they want to do, that's fine. I feel as long as you are as healthy as you can be, like I'm starting my workout process again once I move.
Yeah.
Because it's one step at a time.
Yeah.
If I do things too early, then I'm gonna have an issue. But right now my heart is healthy. I have good healthy blood sugar. My cholesterol is healthy. I eat relatively healthy. Drink a lot of water. I cut back on my drinking. I get my rest. So it's about doing one thing at a time to prolong this existence the best you can. But you ever watch this YouTube page called Yes Theory?
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna send you a video to start you off.
Okay.
And basically, it's just a group of friends that got together to challenge themselves to say yes to more things, to experiences. And they also have another page called Seek Discomfort, which is, we get so comfortable in life doing one thing or another, but they put themselves in uncomfortable experiences to help them grow mentally and spiritually and everything. So I watch a lot of stuff like that. In one of the episodes, they had gone to the airport and they asked these people, if you're willing to get out of line, I'll take you to your dream destination, 24 hours. And this one family said yes. And, they happen to be nomads or whatever, but they asked the family, why did you say yes to this experience? And the dad was like, we all have a start date and we all have an end date. It's what you do in between there that matters.
Yeah.
And when we talked about death, it all ties in together. Energy doesn't die. It just transforms shape. So, I think once you start doing more to get back in touch with your imagination, which I think is our spiritual side, that's why little kids be laughing and talking to the air because they see angels, once you start getting back in touch with your emotions and your imagination, you'll start seeing signs. You'll see that Zen, who passed away years ago in a car accident. Zen was one of the ones who was pivotal in all the community events, He had this radio station called All Real Radio. And every time you saw a dope black event in the black community, Zen was right there putting everything together.
Yeah.
I still see him. because its energy hasn't left.
Yep.
You know, my brother manifested to me the other day in my car as a butterfly, you know, and he doubled back when I started talking about him. I said, I really think that was him. He came back fluttering around.
Yep.
So, you know, my grandmother on my dad's side, she got killed. My dad was young, but she was a singer. I'm her namesake.
Yep.
You know, her energy is around me at my shows. So, you know, once you start being a little bit more receptive and in touch with your emotional side and your imagination, then you'll start seeing those signs from those people that have left us from the earthly form.
Yep.
And, you know, that energy will still be around you.
I agree.
So
I totally agree. And I think that's a good way to, like, when I think about death, is that it's just a transition of energy. The energy is transferred from the physical to supernatural or to a different realm. And it's just hard for us in our human selves to reconcile with that.
yeah.
And to fully understand that. But I completely agree. And I've had experiences like that. My mom has come to me in a dream as like a bird. Like I remember like looking up even I was in Mexico. So all these things have happened, and I know it was her. You know?
Yeah.
And I've learned to just smile, talk, and just have these conversations and lean in. It's been beautiful. Like, it's helped me get to where I am today. What's next for you? Like, what is like? Do you think about like what's ahead, or do you plan? You said goals. Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, in a way. Everybody's gonna want me to record again, but you know, I have my own battles with recording, and the whole process it's a lot, and it takes a lot of energy, and I think I'm ready to start that process again. But like I said, I just started back with my creative writing, which is something I hadn't done since I was young. I just started back drawing, which is something I just did when I was young. So it all comes. Like I start from the basics first, and then the other stuff comes.
Okay.
But I've been, I'm starting this new series because I've been in this mentor space. You know, a lot of people ask me questions, and I put myself out there for that. So I'm starting this thing called Singer Social Sundays, where once a month I'm gonna put an address out there if they're interested. Then I put the word out there, Singer Social Sundays happening tomorrow, and you inbox me, I'll tell you where it is. I'll be there for 2 hours. You know, a nice little low-key spot where you can come, we can socialize, you can ask me questions, or we can just kick it, whatever the case may be, so we can start bringing some more unity back into our community.
I love that.
Yeah, because they have it on the poetry scene, but they don't have it in the music scene.
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, it's just really more of a giving back space.
Yep.
You know, and I think the more I give, the more inspired I am to give to myself.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'll cook the next time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So.
I'm down. Y'all hear that? Mary can cook. She's always cooking. I always see her stuff on Instagram and stuff. So, outside of like social media, where can people find you if they are interested in connecting on the Singer Social Sundays? So follow just all your social media.
Pretty much just, I use Facebook to rant angrily and talk shit, but Instagram is basically the main one, and it's the Marium Echo regular page. My music page is hacked, so just follow Marium Echo, and my schedule is in my bio, so you can tell where I am. And I do most of my updates on there. So
well, I just want to say thank you so much. Like, this was amazing. This was beautiful. Outside of like all the little tech issues we're having, I think this happens sometimes. Like when energy is in the room, and they always come.
We're sticking it to the man.
They try to like tear this stuff down. That's why I do like double backup and all these different things like record, because it happens sometimes. But I am just grateful to have you here. I'm grateful for your presence, for your energy. I'm grateful for just the work that you do and your intentions behind everything that you do and everything that you're putting out, and the spaces that you fill, and just the light that you are. Houston's a big community, and Marium has you guys have heard a lot of the things that she's talked about that people have been inspired to do, whether it's be in a relationship, whether they met someone, going to church, getting their spiritual feels on. Like, she does all those things. So if you guys get an opportunity, make sure you guys go see Marium, and also tip too. It's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy being an artist and being solo and putting yourself out there. And she's singing live too.
I mean, the way I look at it, like, people tip strippers.
Yeah.
They tip bartenders. They tip their waitress. Tip your artist too.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Strippers bearing their ass. I'm bearing my soul. I'm helping you get through the week. Give me a couple of dollars. That's all I ask. I ain't asking for your whole wallet. $6, $7. You know?
Yeah. Go see Mary. Nothing else to be said after that. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Kitchen Couch Podcast, where we feed the soul one conversation at a time. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. We're on all social media platforms, but also if you guys want to set notice in YouTube, you can do that as well by pressing the bell and subscribe. And every time we drop a new episode, it shows up and it'll remind you of that. And then Spotify's another place. So again, like, put good things out into the universe and good intentions, and they will come back to you.
Yes, indeed.
Love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And Miriam, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bless y'all.